hiking and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yes,
And
it's
look
good.
look to
Yeah,
Radi,
so
okay?
I'll be listening and nodding my head, depending on your answers and stuff. Okay, cool. All right. So the first question is, can you tell us more about the Messiah, who they are, where they come from, and what is that you want other people to know first thing about them?
Yeah, the Masai is an iconic African tribe in Eastern Africa. And the tribe historically came from North Africa, presumably from Cairo, because the Maasai in every meeting, when we have a meeting and talk about things, they say we have been doing this since we came out of Cairo. So we must have came down the Nile River, and that's why we are Nilo Hamites. All the Maasai being an iconic tribe, and they are iconic because it is one of the tribes, the few tribes, that has held onto its culture in the face of modernization and modern development up to the 21st century. The Maasai are very distinct in the sense that we have been able to cope somehow with the modernization pressures and at the same time maintaining our cultural system. Although some changes are beginning to take place as a result of education, but we have managed up to now to maintain our culture, and we are still very distinguished or distinguishable in terms of our ethnic identity. We, the Maasai, practice pastoralism, traditional pastoralism. We keep livestock for livelihood. And livestock is not only kept for business, it's not only kept for making money or getting milk. It is part of the whole cultural system. Our culture is cultural expressions done through the use of livestock in many cases. So livestock has a lot of cultural significance, not only economic significance.
It's good. The
Wait,
next.
wait, wait, hold on. Can you first introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, I'm Francis Shomet Olanongisa. I'm a family of about 12 children. My father had 4 wives, and my mom was the third wife. And I was born in the now Serengeti National Park in 1956. Presumably because I don't know when I was born, and I will never know until I go to the grave because my parents are illiterate. So I just figure out my birth date. So I was born 1956 in the Serengeti, and we had to run away, because of the government, colonial government, taking the whole of the Serengeti for conservation. So we moved out of the Serengeti in 1959. And
Can
now we are living in northern Tanzania.
so tell me a little bit about that, like, because I thought that conservation parks are good. So why would they make you leave in order to conserve the land, or why has that happened?
Yeah, there is one very big reason. The conservation thinking ideology of the time and up now has been imported from the Western thinking. And Yellowstone, the first American national park, seemed to influence all the thinking around national parks. So we had to be kicked out of the national park because no human face or human interface with nature was not allowed according to this ideology of Western conservation. Although they found us living with the animals in the Serengeti like it was in the biblical Eden of garden, but that was not enough for them because they had the ideology, the thinking, and the philosophy about conservation. So we had to be kicked out of the Serengeti in order to leave animals alone in the name of conservation.
Okay. Can I ask, how does climate change affect indigenous people in the Maasai communities?
Indigenous people are people who are still practicing traditional livelihood systems, which depend very much on the rain, on the weather. like pastoralism. Without grass, you cannot keep livestock or camels for that matter. So we are hardest hit by climate change because rain patterns have changed, they have become variable, and we have experienced the recurrent droughts over the last 20 years. And this has been a serious problem because it takes back many years of struggle of the Masai people. Like you can have 1,000 cows, and in one drought only, you lose 80% of them. And that's quite a lot of work. A lot of work has gone into really having 1,000 livestock. So it's quite a serious challenge.
Do you think that people listen to indigenous people and their worries about climate change, or it's not yet?
There is no doubt about it. Everybody should be worried. Everybody now is suffering from climate change. From Europe, indigenous people, places, southern, the western American coastline, they are experiencing various very serious storms, as a result of climate change. Europe, heat waves all over the planet. So, if we talk about the conserving the planet, conserving environment, or addressing issues of climate change, I believe many people will listen to us, especially the young people who have now risen up, and united in order to lobby and advocate for changes in the modern development processes which have caused a lot of climate change.
So you talked about the Western definition of conservation. Can you tell us a little bit about how the Masai see conservation?
We see conservation as a strategy whereby nature can peacefully and harmoniously coexist with human beings. A situation whereby human beings are responsible enough to take care of wildlife, to take care of environment, in order to have a very harmonious and sustainable coexistence and the use of the same. For us, right now, if you go into Masai, you'll see animals going through houses like here very peacefully because we don't touch animals, we don't eat game meat in our life. We never touch them. We are the only community in Tanzania, even not in the whole of East Africa, whereby animals can come close to our houses because we are at peace with them. So a peaceful coexistence with the nature is the way to go in conservation, because if you antagonize people against the conservation, then this is against conservation. The bullet has not been able to conserve, to prevent people from killing animals. We have evidence in many places there are no animals. Why? Because people have been antagonized against conservation. So people must be part of the conservation strategy, and they must take responsibility to conserve the environment with the government, with other people, but they must also tangibly benefit from the same.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay, last question. Is there anything that you would want to say to kids and the youth in America?
Yeah, I say to you kids in America, the planet is experiencing potential danger of possible extinction. And your life is at stake as young people. As you grow up, learn to understand climate change and its impact on your life at home, in your house, on your environment. Try to understand what's climate change from your little environment where you are. When there is something, like a storm, ask your father, what is the cause of this? What is responsible for this? So that you can understand the reality of climate change and take a position as a citizen, a growing up citizen, to participate in the move to actually conserve the planet and reduce greenhouse emissions into the atmosphere.
Thank you.